Hi friends, welcome to Dia's tutorial. In this video, we will see about Colles fracture. Okay, and if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to subscribe it. So what is Colles fracture? In Colles fracture, the fracture takes place at the distal end of the radius, at the corticocancellous junction. Where at the corticocancellous junction it is 2 cm from the distal articular surface of the radius. So it takes place at the corticocancellous junction. The junction is from 2 cm from the articular surface. So in this region the fracture occurs and it leads to a typical dislocations. Colles fracture is most common in the age group of above 40 years and women with postmenopausal osteoporosis. If you ask whether children have Colles fracture, yes they have, but it is not that common in children. And the mechanism is the fall on the outstretched hand. So Colles fracture occurs due to the fall on the outstretched hand. Now we'll see a little anatomy of radius. We know that radius articulates with the carpal joint to form the radiocarpal joint, and radius also articulates with ulna to form the radioulnar joint. Okay. The articular surface of the radius, that is the distal radial articular surface, faces ventrally and medially. Okay, the articular surface is facing ventrally and medially. And if we see the styloid process of ulna and radius, the radial styloid will be 1 centimeter greater than the ulnar styloid. Okay, the radius, my drawing is not that good, ignore it. So the radius will be 1 centimeter, radius styloid will be 1 centimeter distal to the ulnar styloid. So in Colles fracture, the fracture is at the corticocancellous junction. It is runs transversely. Okay. Most of the cases, the fracture cause more than one displacement. Okay. Due to the fracture, there is displacement more than one. Okay. And in some other cases, but it is rare, in those cases it causes a crack fracture without any displacement. So there is no displacement sometimes. So the displacements seen in Colles fracture are, the first is the impactation of fragments where pieces of the fractured segment fuse or like they jam together oppositely. Okay. So then we have the dorsal shift or the dorsal displacement. Next to it the dorsal tilt. Okay. Then the lateral shift or the radial shift. Okay. Then the lateral tilt. So these are the displacements seen in Colles fracture. Even though it is displaced, there is a communication between the lateral and the dorsal cortex and the soft cancellous bone of the distal fragments. Because of the fracture and displacement, the other structures are also being damaged. That is the fracture to the styloid process of the ulna. The ulnar styloid fracture also gets fractured sometimes, and then the rupture of the ulnar collateral ligament, and then the triangular cartilage of the ulna is also ruptured. Then the intraossei radioulnar ligament is also ruptured. Clinical features of Colles fracture include pain, then swelling and tenderness. Okay, pain on pressure. Then it also leads to deformity, dinner fork deformity. The hand will resemble like a dinner fork. In this, the radial styloid process will be at the same level or a little higher than the ulnar styloid process. Usually the radial styloid process will be 1 centimeter distal to the ulnar styloid process. Distal means posterior or you can consider below. But here it lies in the same level of ulna or a little higher than the level of ulnar styloid process. Diagnosis of the Colles fracture. It is very important to diagnose Colles fracture in order to differentiate it from other fracture like Mitz fracture and Barton fracture. In starting itself, we have seen that the distal articular surface of the radius faces ventrally and medially. How it faces? Ventrally and medially. But in Colles fracture, if we see on the lateral view on a X-ray, then the distal radial surface of the ulna will be faces towards the dorsal, faces dorsally. But usually it have to face ventrally. But here it faces dorsally. Okay, in Colles fracture faces dorsal, and in anterior posterior view of a X-ray, it faces laterally. Okay, usually it have to face medially, but in Colles fracture it faces laterally. On which aspect? Anterior posterior aspect. So in Colles fracture, instead of facing ventrally and medially, it faces dorsally and laterally. Treatment for Colles fracture. If it is an undisplaced fracture, then only immobilization is enough by a cast, okay, by a plastering cast for about 6 weeks is sufficient. But in case of a displaced fracture, in displaced fracture we need a manipulative reduction. Manipulation is necessary, okay, and immobilization is also necessary. It is done by the Colles casting, okay. So in a undisplaced fracture, immobilization is needed by casting. Cast is given below the elbow. And then in displaced fracture, we need manipulation and also immobilization. So the technique of manipulation, the muscles of the forearm must be relaxed. Then in under general anesthesia or local anesthesia, the surgeon will do traction for the disimpacting. Okay, impactation means the two fractured segments will be jammed. So we need to disimpact. It is done using traction. And some displacement can be even corrected through the traction. The surgeon will be holding the hand as if giving a handshake, and this is the first step for disimpactation. And a longitudinal traction is given. In a flexed elbow, the other side is also held for giving a counter traction, the opposite traction. So a longitudinal traction will be given like this. Some displacements are even corrected by traction itself. The surgeon will press for a palmar flexion and a ulnar deviation. So a palmar flexion and a ulnar deviation, and the thumb of his other hand will be pressing, and it is drawn into palmar flexion and ulnar deviation for the dorsal tilt to be corrected. So the plaster cast is given below the elbow to the metacarpal heads, till the metacarpal heads, and they have to be in the same position of the palmar flexion and ulnar deviation. X-ray is very much needed to check for the reduction and also the correction for the dorsal tilts. And it is very much needed to look for the dorsal tilt, and the fingers must be moved, and the shoulder and the elbow must be moved in full range. Okay, it may cause stiffness. So X-ray is taken for every week up to 3 weeks. So till 3 weeks, every week the X-ray is taken, and after 6 weeks the cast is removed. In comminuted fracture means the bone fractures into more fragments. Okay, so in that case the redisplacement is very high. Okay, but in elder peoples, the malunion can be compactable. Young adults, the redisplacement is very common because there is so much of work to the hand. So the surgical procedure is very much needed, like the transfixed percutaneously. It is a procedure where two wires, K wires, are incorporated into the plasters, and the fractures are even fixed with the LCP, that is the locking compression plate. Complications of Colles fracture. Stiffness is very most common complication, where the finger stiffness occurs and also the stiffness of the elbow and shoulder occurs, because there will be a fear in the patients to move their joints, and also due to lack of exercises, The next is the malunion. Usually Colles fracture unite, but there is always a malunion occurs in a large proportion of the cases. Also, it leads to deformities like the dinner fork deformity. There is also limitation in the wrist movements and the forearm rotations also. Subluxation of the inferior radioulnar joint. Due to the fracture, it causes the radius to be shortened, the length to be shortened, and makes the ulna to be more prominent. The ulnar deviation and the forearm rotation are more painful. Carpal tunnel syndrome is a rare complication in Colles fracture, but it causes the compression of median nerve. The median nerve compression occurs because of the callus formations. Pseudex osteoid dystrophy. Colles fracture is the important cause of this osteoid dystrophy in the upper limb. Here the patient will complain for the pain, stiffness and the swelling after the plaster is removed. It will appear glossy and it will be stretched. The treatment for this is the intensive physiotherapy. Rupture of the extensor pollicis longus tendon. It is a rare complication. It occurs after a long time the fracture has united. It will occur either due to the loss of blood at the time of fracture or because of the friction to the tendon, because of a malunited fracture. So this is about the complications of the Colles fracture. So this is about Colles fracture. I hope you all would have understood it. If you have any doubts or if you need any topics to be taught, you can comment below. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, click the like button.